The most memorable stage of our pilgrimage begins, the arrival in Santiago. We still have about 5 hours to go before we reach the Plaza del Obradoiro, so today we are getting up early to attend the 12 o'clock Mass, the Pilgrim's Mass in the cathedral. We still have a few climbs ahead of us, such as the exit from Amenal and of course, the ascent to Monte del Gozo. Then we will descend into the urban fabric of Compostela and finally climb up to the cathedral. But don't worry, because our desire to arrive will give us wings. Let's go. We begin the last stage from the town hall to resume the Camino de Santiago. We first walk along the road and then along a camino to the last places in the municipality of Opino. We reach San Anton and Amenal via forest tracks through a mixed forest of oak and eucalyptus trees, passing between plots of land. In Amenal we pass under the national highway and begin the first of the day's ascents. It starts with a steep climb to Cima de Vila, but the rest is a comfortable climb where we will overcome a difference in altitude of 115 meters. At the end of the climb, we are greeted by Lavacolla airport. Many pilgrims take off from here to return home, but we still have to reach Santiago. A few meters further on, we find the sign marking the beginning of the municipality of Santiago de Compostela, where we see the pilgrim's attire carved into the stone, a staff, a shell, and a gourd. We continue around the airport and arrive at San Paio, built around the chapel of Santa Lucia. The next stop is Lavacolla, where the classicist church of San Paio, built in 1840, stands. A few meters further on, we see the Lavacolla stream. As reflected in the medieval guide Codex Callistinus, pilgrims used to wash themselves here so that they would arrive at the cathedral clean and tidy. This ritual continued until the end of the 17th century. From this point, we begin the second climb of the day. The first steeper section takes us along a local road to Vilamaior. The road, with a dirt shoulder, continues under trees to San Marcos, passing the Galician radio and television station and the studios of Radio Televisión Española in Galicia. We reach the chapel of San Marcos, a place of joy and a final rest. In the past, pilgrims would run this last stretch, and the first to spot the cathedral towers would be crowned king of the pilgrimage. It is located on Monte do Gozo itself, from where we can see Santiago. We turn left a few hundred meters away, where we find the monument of the two bronze pilgrims, the work of sculptor José María Acuña. From here, we can see Compostela, our destination. Taking a break here is a real privilege before tackling the last stretch of the urban route. We have the last 5 kilometers ahead of us. Next, we see a mural with the letters of Santiago de Compostela, which is often photographed by pilgrims. The camino crosses Avenida de San Lázaro for 1 kilometer and continues along Rua do Valinho, Rua das Fontinhas, and Rua dos Concheiros, whose name comes from the fact that it was the place where shells were sold to pilgrims. Rua San Pedro takes us to Porta do Caminho, one of the 7 entrances that existed in the walled enclosure. Following the stately Rua Casas Reais, the Galia de Arriba, we arrive at the lively Plaza de Cervantes, dropping down Rua de Azabacheria, where jet stalls were once set up. Finally, we come to the Plaza de la Inmaculada, between the north facade of the cathedral and to our right, the monumental monastery of San Martín Pinario. Under the arch of Archbishop Gelmires's palace, we descend the last steps to the sound of the usual bagpipes. And we finally come out onto the large Plaza del Obradoiro, under the iconic Baroque facade of the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. We have arrived at the famous Plaza del Obradoiro, a place of joy, a place of hugs, a place to stand and contemplate the famous facade. All that remains is to go to the pilgrim's office and, of course, enter the cathedral, attend the pilgrim's mass, and fulfill the rites of pilgrimage. The cathedral has long opening hours. The earlier you arrive, the fewer people there will be, but remember that you cannot enter with a backpack. Here we reach the double finale of our pilgrimage. First, we descend to the crypt before the tomb of the Apostle, under the main altar. We thank the Apostle for all we have received on our Camino. We also ask him to intercede for us and those we have in our thoughts. Finally, we ascend to the Apostles' Chapel as millions of pilgrims before you have done. We embrace the sculpture and remember at this moment all those who have asked us to give Santiago a hug. This is the end of our pilgrimage. It is time to return home and resume our daily lives, but applying the lessons learned on the Camino de Santiago. Buen Camino.